I know it's hard to understand this, like when you're going through the storm, like when it's hard to see anything is going to get better. I've been there in my life, and all of our struggles are different. All of us go through different things. All of us go through different times. And for me, when I look back on my life, like that time when I thought like my life was done, it was over with, there was nothing more to my life, when I was going through the hardest time of my life, like I realized that now I'm just glad I didn't quit. I'm glad I didn't give up. And I want to tell you that there's more to your life than the pain that you're going through. There is. You just got to take a new outlook on it. And what really helped me was trying to figure out how did this loss, right? How is this loss a blessing, right? How did, losing a relationship, how is that a blessing? Losing a job, how is that a blessing? Losing friends, how is that a blessing? And it's hard to think like that because especially when you care so much about that, you care so much about people, you're like, man, like, how could that be a blessing? Like I cared so much about it. But I said this in my spoken word friends. Sometimes the best way to add to your life is to subtract from it. Sometimes God removes things from your life to bring better things to your life. And when you really understand that, because if it wasn't for the things that I lost, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today. I can 100% guarantee you. And so my mindset now, even when I go through storms, I'm thinking about how can this strengthen me? Like, what's the purpose greater than this pain? What's the purpose greater than this setback? And some of us, we lost relationships. But maybe you would never have found who you truly are if you wouldn't have lost that relationship. Maybe you wouldn't have found the heart that was meant to love you if you wouldn't have lost that relationship. Some of you lost the job, right? And it sucks, especially when you're in it. And trust me, it's easier said than done. But maybe it took losing that job to find what you were really meant to do. It took me getting fired. A lot of people don't know this story. I got fired from 24 Hour Fitness. Shout out to 24 Hour Fitness. Thank you so much. I got fired, of course, from the NFL. They cut me. But it took me losing those things to push me into what I do now. At the time, I didn't understand. I was panicking because I had to pay bills. I'm like, oh my gosh, what do I do? But it took losing it for me to find myself, for me to find what it was, because I had no choice. So the loss could be the blessing, right? And so start looking at it like that. And I know it takes time to build up that type of faith. And I know when you're in it, it's hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I get it. But start thinking about it like that, because that's the only thing that's going to serve you. That's the only thing that's going to grow you. That's the only thing that's going to move you forward. That's the only thing that's going to help you heal. Because if you think about, oh, my life is over, it's a loss, nothing's going to get better. Oh, I wish, and nothing's going to change. But if you look at it and saying, okay, and think about it. Like, think about a time in your life, because we've all had it. Think about a time in your life that it took something going wrong for something better to work out. Think about a time in your life when something didn't work out, but something worked out better, right? Maybe it could be on the smallest scale. Like maybe you were late for something and you showed up, you missed out on that, but you ended up doing something else that was more incredible. You met that's how life works. And so don't stay stuck. What time is it? Because I got to get off here in a second. All right, don't stay stuck in the storm. Don't stay stuck. Allow the rain to grow you. And you heard me say this a million times. Think about, what is this storm producing in my life? What is this storm going to grow that it was only for the storm to grow? Because listen, it's winter right now. I looked outside of my garden. My garden sucks right now. But I know it's going to take that spring rain to grow those flowers, to produce that beautiful garden. And so in your life, what is the rain going to grow? Right? What is that storm in your life going to grow? What is it going to birth? What is it going to produce that only the storm could produce? When you start thinking about life like that, things change. I promise you. Because you start looking at life from a different lens. You're not looking at life from a lens of complaints. You're looking at life from a lens of possibility. And that lens of possibility can change your life. And there's some things we lose that, there's no value to it. Obviously, things in life happen. But I just always look at life like that. I'm like, okay, this happened. And how is this going to build me for the future? Like, it took me losing this for me to be who I am today. So think about that, guys. Like, Really, 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 really think about that, man. It's rehab time. I appreciate you guys. Let's get it.